So I've already gone ahead and installed a brand new fresh Laravel install. I'm not going to go through it because my computer is dying a very slow death and it took forever just to get it installed. So all I did was a fresh Laravel install with the Jet flag, and we're using Inertia without any teams. So that's that. The first thing that I really want to do is go ahead and start setting up the Voyager package, and I'll leave a link for this down in the description. So the first thing we want to do is run this command, which is composer required tcg Voyager. So copy that. I'm going to open up a fresh terminal, paste that in. Now that that's done, we can go ahead and continue on. And the next thing we need to do is change up some information in our environment files. So we're going to go to the .env file, drop that. And this we need to change. I'm going to change it to localhost 8000 since that's what I'm running on. And we already have the database set up, or at least I do. So that's fine. And then it says to install Voyager with dummy data or without. Now, I'm going to install it with dummy data just because I find that it's easier to convert things after if you have some dummy data to kind of mess around with. So we're going to go ahead and have that one. Okay, and as you can see, it's publishing some new files for us, and it's also migrating the new tables that we'll need into our database already. Okay, so let's see what the next step is, and I think that that's it. Okay, so this dummy data basically just gives us an admin to go ahead and log in with automatically. But if you wanted to do it manually and you just wanted to do PHP Artisan Voyager install, then you can just follow the instructions here to set that up. This will take you right through it, and you can create your own email and your own whatever. I'm going to show you how to install it, but I'm also going to show you how to customize it so that you may not even need to deal with this part of it. Okay, so let's go back. And now we can drop this. And if we go to our routes, it should be routes web.php. You can see here that we have some new Voyager routes that are just for Voyager. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and check them out. I'm going to go ahead and refresh this, and then I'm just going to go straight to that first admin route. So admin. We'll set up some links later. Okay, great. So as you can see, it's brought us to the login page for the admin panel. All of this is completely customizable. You see we have a title here and a brief description with a logo and everything. We'll change that as well. So why don't we go ahead and log in with that new user. Okay, so we're going to have admin at admin.com, and the password is just password. See, all of this is already built in. We won't even have to deal with the styling really, just some things, but not a lot. Okay, so everything is loaded up. We have one user. These are our widgets, which I was mentioning in the first episode of this series. And yeah, that's pretty much all that is. This is just dummy data. Well, yeah, it's dummy data, but these are also the defaults that came in with the dummy data. So as you can see, we have different items here on the roles menu. So what I want to do first, before we get into the bread and the crumbs, the first thing I want to do is try to switch up this menu on the left here. Basically, I want to have it so that the users are first, and then it's dashboard, users, roles, and then we'll just continue on. So let's see, how would we do this? We have to go to menu, and then we can go menu builder. Okay, now, so this is where you would set up different menus. So you could do something like in your app, if you want to have maybe like a nav bar, and you want to have those list of items. So like the the dashboard, the home, the login, logout, you can create a whole new an admin menu, or not an admin menu, but another menu to handle that. So for our purposes, the only thing that I really want to change is this menu on the left here. Okay, so what we would do is we would go to edit, and in order to add one, you would add it here. And if you can look here where it says how to use, that menu name, this is a field in our database. If we take a look at the database that we got with this project, with this install of Voyager, everything that you can configure in Voyager gets stored to the database. So, for instance, that menu is under menu items. So if we open that up, you'll see that different parts of the app are stored here. So this is the menu table that we have here. And you can see it's listed media, users, roles. These are also right here in the sidebar. And then everything else is also customizable. This stuff is it's all stored in the database. So any changes that we make, once we make them, they'll be made in the database. So let's come here now. And then we go to Builder. And as you can see here, this is the name of the menu. The admin is the name of the menu. Okay, and then you can drag and drop the menu items below to arrange them. So like I said, I wanted to put users first. So all I need to do now is just grab that with the mouse and bring it up. Okay, and as you can see here, I don't know if you noticed when I moved it, okay, there's this little box that sort of you can indent. And if we come down here, you can see an example of it where the tools has just another subset of items. So when you come here, you see tools, it's another list underneath. You can do that as well. I tend to do that with pivot tables, and that's when I tend to indent them. Other than that, they can all be right here. Now that we've done that, we've moved users up. So as you can see here, it's roles users, and here we just changed it to users roles. We can go ahead now and refresh it, and then we'll see the new change. If we look, we open that up a bit, you see now that it says users and roles because we've already changed it. And if we go to the database, let's see if I can find it. Let's try the vault. And then we go to menu items. If you take a look here, not only is this the list of everything in the menu, but it also has a field for order. So what we did was we changed the order from, it was 2 for roles and 3 for users, and we switched it up so now that the users are 2 and the roles are 3. This is all well and good. Everything that we can do will be saved to the database, but there is a slight problem. For instance, if you needed to, let's say, refresh your database, let's say you, for whatever reason, you had to drop all the tables and bring them all back, then you would lose that information. I'm going to end up showing you how I saw someone else do it, and I thought it was a pretty cool idea because I could not figure out how to save everything in here once you set everything up. If you set everything up and it's good and you won't ever need to refresh your database, then it doesn't matter, but it does matter in case you have a whole bunch of stuff that you created, and now by a simple refresh, you just kind of wipe everything out. So I will show you that towards the end of this video, or at least we'll get started on it. Now let's take a look at the roles. I'm going to use this one as an example. Now, in keeping with the previous series that we did where we had an admin, a super admin, a developer, a moderator, I want to have that same sort of functionality in here. How you would do that in here is just add new. Okay, and then we would just create one. So let's say this one is going to be moderator. Okay, and the display name is going to be moderator. Okay, and then we want to give them different permissions. Now, if you notice on the drop down in the sidebar, Okay, we don't actually have permissions, so it's not easily available to us yet. We will fix that so that we can add more permissions to different things. So let's say I want to select all and give the moderator all permissions. Of course, we're going to change this, but now they can browse, read, edit, add, and delete. And that in the Voyager realm is known as bread. Okay, bread is the equivalent of CRUD, where you create, read, update, and delete. But in Voyager, they call it bread, and that's how we are going to be using that terminology. We're going to be calling it bread instead of CRUD. Okay, it's the same principle. It's just a different name, that's all. So now let's scroll down, and now we can hit submit. Okay, we even have, I think this is either Sweet Alert or Toaster. It looks like it might be Toaster as our notification. That's all built right in. Okay, and now we have our new moderator. Got the name, you've got the display name, and if you want to edit it, you can view. They use view and edit to pretty much, they display the same page. So if you wanted to just view it, you can. If you want to edit it. Okay, so now we can come back in here and let's say moderator updated. And you come down, submit. Okay, and now we have our moderator updated. Because my computer is dying a slow death, as I've said before, it's going super slow. And so these videos are probably going to take me a little longer to try to record. So I'm going to cut it short a bit today. But one more thing that I wanted to show you before I leave today is to, I want to add a permission to this list here, or permissions to the list. So what I would do is I would go here, I would go to database. Okay, and as you can see here, we already have a permissions table. This is something that came with Voyager. Now, in order for us to make it possible to create new permissions, okay, all we have to do now is add bread to the table. Okay, and now we have permissions. The problem is we do not have an app model and we do not have a controller for it just yet. We also do not have an icon for it. What we need to do is create that. We need to pull in the correct model name for this, and then we also need to create a controller for it. Taking a look in the documentation for it, okay, if we head down to the vendor file, and then we go all the way down to TCG, since that's the name of the folder for Voyager. And then we open up, I believe it's source, HTTP. Well, let's do the model first. So this is the model that we are going to be referencing, okay? So I'm just going to copy this. Copy. And then now in the file, we can go ahead and use that. Okay, paste. And then for the controllers, what we're going to do is we are going to take the Voyager role controller and then we're going to copy it, and then we're going to create a whole new controller up here. HTTP controllers. What we need to do first is create a folder, and we'll call it Voyager. And then I'm also going to create another one and call it admin. And in that admin, I'm going to have permission controller. Oh, do need to add PHP to that. .php. Okay, and for now, I'm just going to go ahead and paste what we have in the roles controller. And I'm going to close this one out. And if you're wondering why I'm doing it this specific way, if you take a look at the documentation and you head over to overriding files, okay, right in here. This basically lays out ways for you to customize either the views, the edit, whatever you want it to look like, and to override the controllers. That's what we're doing, and just different sorts of things. We don't have to do it all this way, but I'm going to show you how to do it. The reason we're doing that is because we don't want to make changes to our vendor file. The reason you don't want to make changes ever to your vendor files, and I always say this, is because if they upgrade any of the packages, if you decide to upgrade a package, or if you're working on a team and they upgrade the package, what happens is if you've made changes to any of your vendor files and those packages have been updated, that wrecks your whole app. Everything that you had relying on that is now just ruined, and then you have to either start over, or it's just a nightmare if you think about it. So what you would want to do is anything that you need to change, you pull out, you put it in your main app, and then you're able to use it and customize it how you'd like. And that's exactly what we're doing. For this one, we are now adding the ability to create permissions. That's all we're doing. And so the namespace here is going to be, we're going to change this to app. We're going to change this. And now we need to add the rest of our folders. So it's going to be Voyager, admin. We need request. We need Voyager. This we're going to change to permission controller. And then we need to import this. So there it is. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the first function, which is update. Scroll down a little bit. This is all going to be the same. This is fine. Data Voyager, model data type. Edit app, this authorize, edit, we're getting the value of the bread, find or fail. We really shouldn't have to change anything in here. Because we are in permissions, we don't need this. Okay, so let's scroll down to the next one, which is the store function. Okay, so this slug, blah, blah, validate fields, validate bread, data type. And again, we don't need to sync these permissions because these are permissions already. Great, so now let's go ahead and copy this because now we need to put this in our app. So let's head back over here. The controller name is going to be admin permission controller. We can also give it an icon. Now, they use their own icons, which is fine. It's okay. It's a decent selection. It's not great, but it's, it's a selection. It's not fun, awesome, or anything like that, but there are a lot. Okay, and as you can see, we have a lot. Well, we have some to select from. So I'm going to look for the lock. Okay, and it's this one, the Voyager lock. Copy that. Come back in here, and now we can just plug that right in. Or the key. I think it's the key. Yeah, because this one already has the lock. Voyager key. Okay, so let's scroll down. Now, we can also add pagination to this, and it's server-side pagination, so we'll just go ahead and do it right from here. When we get ready to automatically upload these defaults to the database, once we customize everything, we'll also add this in there. Okay, so scroll down. And I think should all be good. Everything was already pretty much here. We don't really need updated and stuff. So let's just go ahead and click submit. Okay, so looks like I didn't add the right name for the model. Try it again. Go up, and yeah, this needs to be permission. So permission there, and everything else should be good. Submit. Okay, so successfully created new bread. Okay, cool. And now you can see if we go down in our sidebar, we have it, and we can just go ahead to permissions, and it's already automatically created a page for us. Okay, and now I have a new error. So you know that this one is fine. Let's see. Okay, go up. App HTTP controllers Voyager permission controller. Let me make sure that the permission controller. Okay, let's try it one more time. Should be good now. So let's come down here. Click save or submit. Okay, so let's try it again to click this new link that we have down here. Let me close that up. Click that. Okay, and now we can see it with the list of all of our permissions. And we also have pagination down here, which we may not have enough for it yet, but yeah, 1 to 15 of 46 items, so that pagination should work. Okay, and if you look up here, while it's still loading, you can see we have permissions, and then there's also sort, order, and page 2, because that's the page that we're going to next. Okay, so this is the next page. We are now on page 2. Fantastic. I wanted to get a lot more done today, guys. I'm really sorry that my computer is so slow, but I may end up having to do the next video, have it ready for Friday, just because it's taking so long for these things to load up. So I'm going to try to have it by Wednesday. If not, I'll definitely have it up by Friday. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.